Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the 22nd of August. Welcome to the Inside Edge. In the spring of 1954, former New Jersey Governor Harold Hoffman sat down. He was struggling to breathe, and he wrote a letter to his daughter. And on the front of the envelope, he wrote the words, "Do not open until my death." Hoffman died of a heart attack. He was 58 years old. That was a month later. And when his daughter opened the letter, she found a stunning confession. For nearly 3 decades, Hoffman had been stealing from banks and from state accounts, taking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, this was a World War I veteran. He was successful early in his political career. He won a state assembly seat in 1923. 1925, he's elected mayor of South Amboy on a write-in campaign. 1926, he goes to Congress, but it was his victory in the congressional race that set off his downfall. A party leader promised him $17,000 for his campaign, but came through with only $2,500. Hoffman spent the full amount anyway, and to cover the gap and to maintain a lavish lifestyle in Washington, he began embezzling from the South Amboy Trust Company, the bank where he was president. And in 1928, Hoffman left Congress. He took a less glamorous job, motor vehicle commissioner. He ran the DMV, but the position gave him access to skim cash. And he quietly began taking thousands of dollars a month. He was forging ledgers. He was shifting funds between accounts just to hide the thefts. And in 1934, Hoffman is elected governor, and his new title, just continued to fuel his ambitions. He wanted to run for president against Franklin Roosevelt in 1936. That didn't go anywhere. But while he was governor, he took another $35,000 and he covered it up by raiding other accounts. And despite these mounting irregularities, no one ever questioned him. New Jersey had a one and done rule in those days, a 3-year term, and then you couldn't run again. And that might not have mattered. Hoffman supported a state income tax that was decades before Brendan Byrne enacted it, and that didn't endear him to voters. He was accused of interfering in the state's prosecution of the kidnapper and murderer of Charles Lindbergh's baby son. Governor Hoffman had fistfights with reporters, and he forged an alliance with Frank Hague, the Jersey City mayor and Hudson County party boss. When he left office, Hague engineered the appointment of Hoffman as the director of the Division of Employment Security. And from there, Hoffman kept moving money to conceal his past thefts. Eventually juggled $16 million in state funds without detection. And he wanted to come back as governor. He ran again in 1940, again in 1946. He lost those primaries badly, and his scheme collapsed in 1954 when Bob Minor, the Democratic governor of New Jersey, ordered a full audit of Hoffman's division. Investigators found $300,000 unaccounted for. Hoffman was suspended, and 6 weeks later, he was dead. Auditors eventually uncovered forged ledgers, hidden transfers, a warehouse ledger that detailed the thefts. Hoffman's confession claimed that he had been blackmailed by a state official who was by then dead. Hoffman never identified who it was. And Harold Hoffman's final warning to his daughter was this: never let any of your sons enter politics. It's a lousy game. That's all I have for everybody today for this week. Have a great weekend, and I will be back on Monday.